connecting this thing together and swinging it around this point. So this triangle kind of does one of those. Okay? It's almost like a kite. Yeah, just kind of was in the breeze, just over 90 degrees. Anyway, so now let's take a look at the coordinates here with A and A prime, B and B prime, C and C prime. See if we notice anything there. Because like I said, there's kind of a little trick to this. So A started at, what was it, -7, 8. B started at the point -5, 3. And C started at the point -2, 7. All right, so take a minute. I would like to locate the ordered pairs for A prime, B prime, and C prime. Write those down. And then see if you can figure out what the pattern is. Okay, so take a minute and do that on your own. Write down the new coordinates of those 3 points and see if you can determine what is going on here. All right. So, Stephen, what's A prime? What are its coordinates? 8, 7. Awesome. Seth, B prime. 3, 5. And, okay, Tiara. 7, 2 for C prime. Raising their hand. What's going on here, Jason? Okay, so we've got, it's kind of like that reflection over y equals x where the two switch, right? But it's more than that, right? They switch, and what else happens? The x changes, yeah, it loses its sign, essentially, or switches its sign as well. So, as a rule, what would that be then? xy goes to what? Changes to what? There it is. Y negative x. The y moves to the x position, but it doesn't change its sign, right? It's the x that changes its sign, right? And it becomes the y. So, yeah. xy goes to y negative x. Anytime I ask you to rotate a picture 90 degrees clockwise, you can use that. It will work for every point, no matter what. Okay. There are some other rules. I could sit here and have you guys try the 180 degree one, try the 270 degree one, and do all that. I'm just going to tell you what the other ones are. It works the same way, okay? So, yeah, 360, that's a real tough one. Anyway, so these are our rotation rules for coordinates. And remember before with all of the, like, reflections and translations, I said, if you can remember the rules, great. If not, just draw it out and try it, and it always works. It just takes a little longer. This one, I really want you to just memorize these rules because, yeah, you know what I meant. Anyway, because doing this by hand is not terribly fun, right? It takes a bit of time. Maybe you think it's fun. I think it's fun, but it just takes a long time, though. So if you just remember what these rotation rules are, you're going to save yourself a lot of time. All clockwise, by the way. If I ask you to go counterclockwise, all you got to do is match it with the one that would be the same thing clockwise, and it works. We'll talk about that later. So 90 degrees, That's the one we just found. Okay, xy goes to y negative x. 180 degrees. This one is negative x, negative y. That one's kind of an easy one to remember. They just both switch their signs. 270 is going to be y. Yeah. So that would be negative yx. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I can do the 360 if you want. That was 270. Now, what should 360 be? X, Y. Just right. It's right back where it started. Maybe I'll throw one of those on the test just to keep you honest. Make it a nice, easy one for you. Okay. So now like I said, if you know the clockwise rotation rules, you really know the counterclockwise rotation rules too. If I ask you to rotate something 90 degrees counterclockwise, I say that again, 90 degrees counterclockwise, which one of these are you going to? Yes. 270, right? That makes sense? If you go 270 one direction, it's the same thing as going 90 the other, right? So that's really the same thing. What if I asked you to go 180 degrees counterclockwise? Careful. It's still 180. Don't you end up in the same place if you rotate 180 either way? What if I ask you to go 270 counterclockwise? Same thing as 90. What if I ask you to go 360 counterclockwise? Still the same thing as 360, right? So you can do any of those using these rules still. You just got to think in your head, kind of visualize which way. Okay, so the 270s and the 90s just kind of swap. 180 is 180, 360 is 360. It's not too hard. Okay, so let's try to give you guys some coordinates, give you a rotation. Can you tell me what they should be? Okay? All right. All right, so we're going to do triangle bad. 90 degrees counterclockwise. B is going to be at 3, negative 1. A is going to be at negative 2, 7. And D is 0, 4. Okay, so 90 degrees counterclockwise. You need, apply the rule, give me those 3 points. All right. Oh, one moment. coordinates for B prime, Nolan? It would be, let's see, so we're going 9 degrees counterclockwise, so that's the 270. So it would be 1, 3. Yep. Right, so we take the y, swaps with x, that becomes positive, and then the x becomes y. Yep. Okay, so we're going to keep following that same kind of pattern. So, Devin, can you give us a second one? -7, -2, good. All right, somebody else who has not answered anything yet today. There he is. -4, 0. Yep. Okay. So I think you guys can probably handle this. And in your homework, they might have you graph it too, and you guys can all graph points. So I'm not going to really spend time doing that. So can you do a rotation?